Hey, so here we are for the last one of this week, and we've moved over to Alma 35, and this is what actually happens after the preaching. So the leader of the Zoramites is really angry with them, and yeah, doesn't like them, basically. Not happy with it at all, because he's taken away all their slave labor, pretty much. And you know what bullies are like when they've got no one to bully? They don't like that, do they? So it's kind of like the leader of the Zoramites. Anyway, so verse 9, which is what we're going to read, you gotta remember that the first line is actually what the chief judge of the Zoramites said. The chief ruler of the Zoramites said. It's not what Alma or Amulek said, so don't get that confused. Go read it. Go read the whole thing so you can put it in context. But we really want to focus on the last line of verse 9. But then you get to read what happened to them. And as I said, like before, go cross-reference this one with 34:27. It's pretty cool. I think it's 34:27. Make it right. 34:29. See, I was wrong. 34:29. First of all, I do look at 34:38, because the first line of that, sorry I'm jumping all over the place, but it says contend no more against the Holy Ghost, and I think that's really important. Like, when you want to be a disciple of Jesus Christ, stop contending and arguing with the Holy Ghost, because as much as we want to be like, we don't like this, don't like that, blah, 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 stop. Just stop it. Ask instead for confirmation of what's happened. Ask for your own revelation. Don't just argue with it because you don't like it. Yeah, okay. I like that one. Anyway, so verse 9 says, and he breathed out many threatenings against them. Remember, that was the chief ruler. Okay, and now the people of Ammon did not fear their words, therefore they did not cast them out, but they did receive all the poor of the Zoramites that came over unto them, and they did nourish them, and did clothe them, and did give unto them lands for their inheritance, and they did administer unto them according to their wants. So these are the people that Alma and Amulek and his dream team, his super power missionary team, had gone over and converted, and they brought them back to the land of Jushon, where the people of Ammon lived. If you remember, we go back a couple weeks. And the ruler of the Zoramites didn't like that, and he ends up going, and you'll read this again in the next few weeks, he ends up going and talking to the Lamanites about it and saying, and causes a war. But leads to a whole other converting of people. But anyway, we'll get there. But yeah, the important thing there that we're really going to discuss, because we have a short time, is the last line of verse 9, which says, and they did administer unto them according to their wants. And not just their needs, their wants. And the important thing I really want to point out here is this isn't wants like, oh, I wanted a brand new car and I wanted a bigger house. No, these are wants that some people now term as needs. It's a confusing little world, and it depends really where you come from and what your opinions are and what your beliefs are as to what your needs and your wants are. I know some members of our church whose wants are quite reasonable. Some of them are very unreasonable. Some of them think they need it. They don't. I mean, what do you really need? You need air to breathe. You need clothes to wear, you need shelter, you need food, you need water. That's it, right? So, anything else than that could be termed a want. And yet, what I really liked here when I was doing this research was, what does it mean to administer to someone according to their wants? So, true charity extended by sincere disciples comprehends both needs and wants. That's the higher form of ministering that we're supposed to be doing, that we're encouraged to do from our Prophet, President Nelson, and indeed our local leaders as well, right down the chain. We need to do better ministering. And this isn't like I don't go over and do my ministering to my ministering sister and say, have you got fresh air and you're living in a house and you have food and you're wearing clothes? Cool, you're good. Don't need anything else. Because she does, right? She needs love. What if her heart's hurting? What if her children are causing her like stress? Like what? She needs help with that too, right? Like I don't just turn up to a funeral and say, oh, I'm sorry for your loss, here's a tray of cookies. and leave it. Like, no. If it's like, you give them a hug, you ask, what can I do to help you? So it's administering to their needs and wants. And the wants don't have to be, as I said, a brand new car or a flash house. These are wants as in like emotional needs, and those kind of wants. And sometimes you can look at people and say, I don't think that's a want, you shouldn't need that. It's like, well, you're not them, so don't judge, just help, right? Now, Victor L. Brown, back in 1977, I know it's like an ancient quote, and he probably could have used better words, but being that it's 1977, we'll let him away with it. He said that it includes those who have emotional problems or problems with, now get this because I love this part, with the multitudinous human problems of living. Isn't that a big word? Multitudinous. It means very numerous. But multitudinous human problems of living. So basically, those many problems we have just being alive and being human. And we all know those. We all know the pain and the stress and the worry and everything that goes with it. So, to administer to someone according to their wants, not just what you think their needs are. Have a deeper look at it. Have that higher form of ministering. And it was nice to see here that the people of Ammon did that. These anti-Nephi Lehis, they did that. They gave them land. They gave them, you know, according to their wants. What did they want? They wanted to be able to pray. They wanted to know what to do. They wanted to follow God, just like the people of Ammon, just like the anti-Nephi Lehis. So think about that when you go out ministering or when you're talking to people. Don't just dismiss stuff as being, you know, just because it doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean it doesn't make sense and is a big deal for that person. The least you can do is listen, right? Okay, that's us for this week. But this garden's cool. This garden? Seriously? Let me show you this. That's it. Big piece of lawn. Which, you know, for most New Zealanders, you're going to go, what? It's a bit of lawn? I got that at home. But apparently, this is a big deal overseas. So, go figure. But to New Zealanders, this ain't a big deal. It's just a piece of grass. But you see tourists taking pictures here all the time. Okay. I guess we're getting to that when all the high-rises come and apartment living takes over. And also, there's the Waikato River again, looking really pretty today. Lovely, lovely trees over the other side. Yeah. So, that's Hamilton Gardens again, and I don't know where we'll be next week. Wait and see. Okay. Go minister in a higher way. Wants and needs. Okay. Mwah.